From the weather team you can trust, here's Chief Meteorologist Eric Sneidel.
Periods of light to moderate snow continuing to pick up from west to east across the area. This is a Friday night that is going to start getting rough, but we're not at that point right now. We haven't had the Arctic front move on through, honestly. Right now it looks and feels like what it's looked and felt like through a lot of the last month or so. This is still a play that we wait on, especially tomorrow morning. That's when the core of our bitter cold is set to arrive. By morning, even in Rochester, wind chills will approach 25 below zero. Now, we've had some really cold days and nights so far this winter, but we haven't had wind chills quite that cold. So from that standpoint, this is going to be the coldest weekend that we've had. I've got air temperatures on Saturday, probably not doing any better than the number of fingers you've got on your hand, maybe around 5 by the afternoon. Sunday's not exactly going to be a whole lot different either. Upper single digits to around 10 degrees, and you're still going to have wind chills that are below zero all weekend long. And adding insult to injury, there's going to be some more lake effect snow. This is not lake effect. This is still the stuff in the overall west-southwest flow ahead of the Arctic front, which is off there, just off screen. I've got that coming through a little bit after about 8 p.m. or so. That allows the temperatures to plummet behind that, with winds gusting to about 40 miles per hour. Breezy with lake effect all day long, selectively on Saturday. The lake effect's not going to affect everybody before it starts to wind down as we head into early Sunday. Still snowing with the lake effect in the morning, but I think by the afternoon, most of those flakes should be out of the picture. This is your wind chill situation. Tomorrow morning, 25 below in Rochester, closer to 35 below into the southern tier. The afternoon does not improve much. This is still serious cold with frostbite potential on exposed skin between 15 and 30 minutes. So you got to be smart and listen to your body out of this. Sunday, as the winds start to relax a bit, the wind chills will improve. It's hard to argue that's much of an improvement, but technically on paper it is an improvement. This is what future view looks like with the snowfall. Tough setup with this, with the lake effect, because we got some ice out on Lake Ontario, and the winds, especially early tomorrow morning, are still going to be quite strong. Lake effect tends to not like wind shear. So does that slice and dice these bands a little bit? Maybe, but I'm thinking especially later in the day as the winds back off, I'm finding a hard time seeing a pathway to it not snowing. And this is the kind of overall wind flow that actually tends to favor the Rochester area with getting a decent dump of snow out of this. So there are a lot of different things that are kind of tugging and pulling, supportive for heavy snow, maybe a little bit against the notion of heavy snow. With all of those in mind, this is how I see things happening. And a lot of times, especially when it's windy, we don't see the highest snowfall totals immediately along the lake shore. The bands tend to be more organized farther inland. Why? Because they get some help, because the terrain and the elevation is giving that extra oomph. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to be snowing pretty good along the lake, but to me, in my humble opinion, I think the corridor of heaviest snow potential where the squalls persist will exist along and south of 104, and then we may even cross the thruway at times because the winds will blow and allow those bands to penetrate a little bit farther. Half a foot to maybe a foot on the higher end of things with that 8-day forecast. It's better on Monday, it's better again on Tuesday, better again on Wednesday, with highs maybe, if we're lucky, trying to get to 32 degrees on Wednesday. Today marks exactly 2 weeks, 14 days since we've had a temperature of 32.